need a favor. Is it me? Or is she acting like she knows something else is coming for her? Like she knows something behind the scenes is about to happen that we don't.
Payments to the state of New York and to states all across this nation. It is unacceptable, unconstitutional, ultra-vires. They've exceeded their authority. And so it's important that attorneys general representing our respective states stand up and enforce the rule of law, because Elon Musk, individuals at the Treasury, and the President of these United States is not above the law. And we will continue. You know, as attorneys general, we've been preparing for this. This is not the outcome that we wanted. Payments
of course, it's not the outcome that you wanted. The outcome that you guys wanted was to have this man completely unalived. Hell, I said, y'all wanted him assassinated. Y'all wanted him completely, and not even just physically, like in the literal sense. Y'all wanted him in jail. Y'all wanted to do any and everything that y'all possibly could to try to hammer that man down. And had he not won, we wouldn't know half of this of where our tax dollars are going. And as an American citizen, you as an American citizen, a tax-paying citizen, I'm sure that concerns you. So these meltdowns, man, are nothing more than that. And they constantly going at Elon Musk right now for doing what he's assigned to do. I Am Mean posted, New York Attorney General Letitia James goes on a meltdown, blasting Musk and Trump administration for cutting New York's allowance for illegal immigrants. I Am Meme also added she must be seething. She spent all this time dreaming of squeezing Trump's properties.
No one elected Elon. He's not been subject to any vetting. He's not been subject to any conflicts of interest. He has earned $20 billion over the last decade. He's the richest person in the world. And he has caused harm and injury to Americans. And that's why we are here today, to seek a preliminary injunction.
What?
To stand up against those forces who believe that they can unilaterally have power and have control, all in the hands of the President of these United States. It's important that Elon Musk, the Treasury Department, the President of these United States understand that is not how our order, the Constitution works. No one.
They don't learn. But you're not going to be able to use these 2024 tactics anymore. This is getting old. But I will say this. Just last night, there's so much misinformation, actual misinformation coming out about Elon Musk. Just last night, I was having a conversation with a friend. This friend goes, how do you feel about Trump? I don't know if I can say this. How can I say this? Trump taking the winning by taking it. You know what I mean? Didn't do it the fair way, she was alluding to. I was like, what? What are you talking about? She was like, yeah, him and Elon Musk, boom. Elon Musk owns the systems for the voting booths and this, that, and the third. I was like, huh? Really? Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. If that is true, that would definitely make me, as much as I like Elon and Trump, that'll definitely make me question a lot. So we go do our research immediately right then and there. I did some AI, did some Googling. Comes out to be that's not true. And then I asked her, where did she hear that from? Anybody want to take a guess? Let me know in the comments. I'll let you know who get it right. Seriously, man. I just said that to say that's how much misinformation is coming out and how good the Democrats are at just spilling some talking point. And people just, in the left, are relying on them not doing any research, continuing this fear mongering, which is furthering the American people from being able to grow mentally towards the truth. So they continue to take Elon Musk's efforts and demonize them. It's weird. Chicago Ray says, do you want Pam Bondi to look into how Letitia James has spent a net worth of $15 million on her annual salary of $103K? I mean, look at this. Her net worth is $15 million. Her salary is just a little over $100,000. Other income, 3.9 million. Now get your money, right? But as long as it's legal, that's all I'm saying. This job position ain't so the panic. Forget my panic though. What about this guy?
Ultra vires payments. And payments to the state of New York and to states all across this nation. It is unacceptable, unconstitutional, ultra vires payments. And payments to the state of New York and to states all.
Okay. Apparently, it's the Black Panther Stenabana Zippy added with this video. Yeah, these payments to illegals through U.S. aid and FEMA, are unconstitutional. Yes, FEMA has definitely been receiving some healthy payments and also lacking the funding to actually help. Okay. Anyone harboring an illegal is committing a felony. You need to go to jail. Okay, so they're now connecting. Well, yes, that's the whole reason why Pam Bondi. Okay. That's all. I'm connecting the dots, y'all, real time. Now, let's go ahead and watch the full rant right here. I wanted to, get y'all privy to what y'all about to watch. Let's get to it.
Save checks and balances! Save checks and balances! Save checks and balances!
And as attorneys general, we're not going to bow to the president or to Elon Musk. It's important that individuals understand that right now Elon Musk is untethered to any accountability at all. And the fact is that they would like for us to engage in an ideological litmus test. And that's why they've paused funds. That's why they have freezed Social Security and veterans payments. And payments to the state of New York.
Hey, Margaret, I'm going to go ahead and show you why they, in the next clip, I'm going to prove to you why she lying.
York and to states all across this nation. It is unacceptable, unconstitutional, ultra vires. They've exceeded their authority. And so it's important that attorneys general representing our respective states stand up and enforce the rule of law, because Elon Musk, individuals at the Treasury.
Okay, what's going on?
And the president of these United States is not above the law. And we will continue. You know, as attorneys general, we've been preparing for this. This is not the outcome that we wanted. We wanted to cooperate. But when you challenge the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship, we acted. And we got a TRO. When you challenge the NIH, individuals who are engaging in research to find a cure to cancer, to find a cure to a cardiac disease, we got a TRO. Funding, when you pause the funding of countless number of agencies, Meals on Wheels, veteran services, law enforcement grants, we got a TRO. And we're not finished yet. So we're gonna march into court each and every time to uphold the law, to uphold the Constitution, and let the president and Elon Musk and his minions know that you cannot restructure our government. This is not a unilateral form of government. Congress is a co-equal branch of government, and the separation of powers requires that you get consent of the United States Congress. And we are confident today that we will get a preliminary injunction. Any questions?
Thank God that is over. Hearing her talk is annoying. Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her that? Like, what Trump is doing is what Obama agreed to do. What Obama's, how do I say, helped set up, put in place to do. I had another point that I was going to make, but it ain't coming back to me right now. I mean, watching that Korean video it just annoyed me. Somebody said watching AG. Was she supposed to say attorneys? Now I know I mess up a lot of words. I do. But like, is she supposed to say attorneys like that? Look, I just messed up saying that. Anyhow, I'm watching AG Letitia James come apart at the seams. Like, this is funny to watch. She's already looking at sanctions for her fraudulent prosecution of Trump. Now she's being sued by the DOJ for her failures with illegal immigrants. Jail for James, followed by that photo. Anyhow, I was just talking about Obama, right? Y'all thought I was just saying it to say it?
One of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. Cutting waste, making government more efficient is something that leaders in both parties have worked on. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative.
In a video. I'm just saying. You're woo side with me, y'all. Woo side with me. Obama himself stated, excuse me, he didn't need Congress to cut wasteful government spending. And yet you have the left every single day. Oh, and don't forget, Biden also didn't follow the rules either. But Trump doing it is a problem. Because Elon Musk is connected to it. Then in addition to that, they trying to, he has your information. The man owned PayPal, bro. Like, what are you talking? He has employees. So don't waste my time with your pathetic lies, he wrote. Pathfinder Initiative says. So don't waste my time with your pathetic lies. Here's the clip to see. Now watch your foolish argument wither and die in the face of cold, undeniable truth. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. Again, now remember, Now remember the point I was going to make earlier because of this video that we're about to get ready to watch. Letitia, however you say her name, she was very selective in what she wanted to say in terms of what Donald Trump and Elon Musk was cutting. They're trying to prevent children from being able to do this. They're trying to prevent scientists from being able to do.
So there's been a lot of talk about DOGE and what exactly are they cutting? Let's go through some of where your taxpayer dollars are going. You might be a carpenter, a welder, a waitress, a hairdresser, and you're working your tail off to pay your taxes. Here's where your taxpayer.
Okay, so yeah, he picked some too, Letitia.
Taxes. Here's where your taxpayer money is going. $7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language. $20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. Not a joke. $20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. $2.1 million to help the BBC value diversity in Libya. $2.5 million to promote inclusion in Vietnam. $16.8 million for a separate inclusion group in Vietnam. $5 million to the EcoHealth Alliance, one of the key NGOs that funded research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. $20 million for a group related to a key player in Russiagate. $1.1 million for an Armenian LGBT group. $1.3 million to Arab and Jewish photographers. $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Libya, and the list goes on. As you work your tail off to pay taxes, this is how your leaders have spent it. Elon Musk and Donald Trump are putting it to an end. That is what DOGE is all about, to return money to you. And we are cleaning up the waste that Joe Biden left. Talk to you soon.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Need I say more, man? I mean, at this point, it's like when you talk to somebody who's against this, it's honestly, it's almost like you're literally insulting my common sense with this. I understand. I mean, I'm human enough and empathetic to realize that everybody in government, even on the side that we don't necessarily mess with the most, may not necessarily have malicious intent and may not have signed up for the job position, and they just may be in the crosshairs of it. I get it. And I'm empathetic for those who have their living situation put on pause if they were if they was in that category. But at the end of the day, in order for us to get all this stuff smoothed out, you're gonna have to get that sandpaper to rub against it. You know what I'm saying? That sandpaper gonna end up getting crumbled and thrown away. But by the time it's done sanding, whatever it was done sanding, it's gonna smooth out. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna take some of that. Now, it was not only Letitia James that Pam Bondi said she's charged.
We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hocul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today.
Yes. Now, she also mentioned Kathy Hocul, who we're about to go ahead and dive into next, because we watched the video of her on Rachel Maddow, where she was kind of talking about everything that's going on with Mayor Adams, and her panic mode was obviously there. Now, Kathy Hocul, she moved to remove and arrest Mayor Eric Adams to prevent him from being able to help President Trump and ICE from their mass deportation effort in New York City. But, of course, she got that rude awakening once Tom Homan and Eric Adams went to Fox News and actually announced that they were talking and seemingly on the same side. Now, Pam Bondi, since she made that video announcing that she's charged Letitia James and Kathy Hocul, she decided to respond. Let me drink a little bit of water real quick before I read it, though. Yeah. Okay, wow, got my voice back. He says, Hocul, that is, New York is proud that immigrants from across the globe came from searching for a better life. And we're protecting all New Yorkers by cracking down on violent criminals. How when you're harboring them? We expect Pam Bondi's worthless, publicity-driven lawsuit to be a total failure. Here's the full statement right here. I'll read just a bit of it. I'll breeze through it. She said, earlier today, Attorney General Pam Bondi marched in the front of the television cameras for a dramatic media briefing to announce she was filing charges against New York State related to our immigration laws. Hours later, when legal papers were shared with reporters, we learned that this was smoke and mirrors. The Department of Justice was filing a routine civil action about a law passed in 2019 that has been upheld by the courts time and again. Here are the facts. Our current laws allow federal immigration officials to access any DMV database and judicial warrant. That's a common sense approach that most New Yorkers support, but there's no way I'm letting federal agents or Elon Musk's shadowy DOGE operation get unfettered access, to the personal data of any New Yorker in the DMV system, like 16-year-old kids learning to drive and other vulnerable people. Hey, pal. So she basically saying that what Pam Bondi is presenting is smoke and mirrors, and what was sent to her was somewhat of a routine check since 2019, and something that's been going on time and time again. I call BS, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. Once we see somebody in the court, time will tell. Now, y'all can go ahead and pause the video if you want to go ahead and read the rest if you haven't already. Through me, yabba dabba doing. But Pam Bondi, she responded to that. y'all thought she what? You really thought she was going, you know what I'm saying, what you had to say?
Last question for you, because it's getting a lot of attention, at least here in New York. The governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, very upset about the dropping of the charges against Eric Adams, saying that the internals of the case were not properly reviewed. This is what she said last night to Rachel Maddow. Watch.
You look at what happened here. This is not supposed to happen in our system of justice. The Bondi administration in that Department of Justice is already showing they're corrupt.
I want to give you a chance to respond to those suggestions, Pam.
Yeah, well, first, she's not very happy that I sued her yesterday. We sued her and Letitia James and DMV in New York. So she's not happy over that. We sued her 2 days ago, actually. So she's not happy about that. But listen, we have a right to protect the weaponization, against weaponization in New York and every state in this country, and also national security. What did Eric Adams announce today? That he's going to open Rikers Island for these illegal immigrants. When did they go after him? When he started criticizing the Biden administration. He criticized them for all of their immigration practices. New Yorkers aren't safe, and Eric Adams is going to keep New York safe. You know, they took away his security clearance, which he's about to get back, so he can help keep New York safe. Whether Kathy Hochul's going to enforce it, the mayor of New York will enforce it.
So at this point, though, the case has not been dropped, actually, because of this pushback. What happens in that?
Yeah, Martha, I'm on a different time zone, but it's my understanding it is being dismissed today.
Okay, we'll be watching. Attorney General Pam Bondi in Munich, Germany for the Munich Security Conference. Attorney General, great to have you with us. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
I'm going to just say this. These people just asking to go to jail. They just asking to go to jail. If you ask, I mean, go ahead. As American and Texas Forever says, they better toe the line or they will end up in jail, which I'd personally love to see. Dog, somebody said, why drop charges if there's evidence? Why push for charges if there is none? Yes, absolutely. Drop the penny suits and bring charges. It's not a suggestion. It's a fact. Kathy Hochul is corrupt. All I can say is I'm happy. I'm happy. Appreciate you, Bondi. And Tom Homan, and now Eric Adams, whom decides he wants to cooperate. But why the terror from the Letitia James, Kathy Hochul? I mean, they say follow the money. We've seen that she's racking in, what was it? I was finna say 9 million. I don't know. 15 million. It was too low. All I can honestly think about is just how grateful I am to be living in this era where I get to actually see the dismantling of the corrupt deep state. Soros-backed individuals out here. I'm going to see you in the next video. All right. Catch y'all in a minute.